Yes. Well, most of the board members have a strong background in having participated in the government, mainly in the transportation ministry, in the telecommunications ministry, which is in charge of all the building the roads and doing the most important infrastructure projects. And the operational board members, they have worked inside Pemex, which is the state-owned oil company, or inside the Commission of Electricity, which is in charge of all the country's electricity infrastructure. So having all these people know-how is what giving a specific advantage on gaining the projects.
In addition, all their members have more than 10 years experience in this sector, which gives more expertise in this field.
On that thing, because recently they've had their third disqualification in the pipeline bidding process. The bidding process in Mexico is becoming a much more difficult environment. So how do you see that impacting their ability to continue to grow and gain market share?
Well, we estimated a hit ratio, which is affecting our model. This hit ratio was affected by all the bids that are going to be processed in the next few years. So, if Genova wins based around 20% of the total capacity bidding, they will still our target price will not be affected. We know that all the competitors have been strengthening, so Genova has been affected by this. Though there are still a lot of bids, important bids that haven't been processed. So we still have confidence in Genova about winning these last bids.
It is important to notice that, for example, only 8% relies on our future bids for the company. So 92% of the price is guaranteed, and thus that 8% still has a lot of bids to go because the program ends in 2018. So there are a lot of bids to come, which can give the Genova the 8% that we are definitely to the target.
At the moment we first made the initiation of coverage, our target price was 87.92 pesos. Now, given to the strengthening of competitors and irregularities that have been presenting some Mexican bids, we adjusted our model to our new target price of 82 pesos. However, given these three last bids, in terms of capacity, they weren't that important. So it's not that important in terms for our valuation and specifically for Genova, because Genova's management is focusing on large-scale projects. For instance, they are focusing on a 3 billion pipeline, submarine pipeline, which will go from Veracruz board all the way up to Texas. So management has been focused on those kind of pipelines that really represent a booster for achieving higher growth rates and keep differentiation from current competition.
Now, who are their largest customers today? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, in the distribution segment, we're talking about the pipeline going directly to each of the customer houses. It's mainly composed of industrial, and it's very diversified, around 10,000 customers, maybe just for industry. And there's also households, so that's like very diversified. But about the transportation, which is when we're talking about large pipelines, CFA, which is the Commission for Electricity, and Pemex are the largest customers in that.
And just a follow-up, how much of the electric power industry, how much of their energy comes from natural gas relative to oil or coal or other forms? Do you have an idea of how much that's growing?
Yes, actually there is a shortage gap really important in Mexico for the demand and the capacity provided by natural gas operators. Because in Mexico, many businesses and many enterprises would like to use more natural gas as it is cheaper than using oil or other kind of energy sources. But they could not be, the expectations could not be met. So this is a really important opportunity for enterprises.
Comparatively, it's 60% more oriented to being produced with oil, with compost oil, I think.
60%.
Yes, and the remaining 40% is mostly provided from natural gas, and a slight percent is coming from geothermal energy, but just slight.
However, focus from the Federal Commission of Electricity has been into changing oil-fueled generation facilities to natural gas boosted generation facilities, given its low prices.
Is that being dictated in the energy reform?
Yeah, that's been one of the effects of the energy reform, and that is one of the catalyzers for Innova to keep on boosting.
I'd like to ask a question about the Sempra ownership. So the company is 80% owned by Sempra, is my understanding. Can you talk a little bit more about that relationship, and is there a risk to the stock that Sempra decides they want to sell some of their ownership?
To mention that regarding Sempra, it's a priority for them to keep playing with Innova. Why? Because it's the geographical advantage that they have. Because the way the pipelines that they connect in the southern part of the United States have like a natural development in the Mexican market, which is where they have all the opportunities to grow. So it's very unlikely for them to sell this part or to change to a different market, because, well, Innova is the one that has the geographic advantage for them.
Yeah, that's also because of the market condition in Mexico. As we told you before, the shortage gap and the opportunities that natural gas has to growing in this country. So Sempra's focus is really staying in Mexico, alongside with the elements that my partner just said, and the energy reform. The key, the changes, there are a lot of good things to come for Innova, so Sempra will stay in Mexico.
It is also important to mention that international investors like BlackRock and JPIM have a small stake in this company because they trust in the large opportunity projects and benefits that this stock provides.
You don't have a lot of history to work with, and yet your forecasts for the future are very consistent. What's the biggest risk to those consistent revenue and earnings streams? You've looked at this company for several months. What can you tell me?
The biggest risk that faces Innova is the strength of its competitors, but we are confident that the projects under construction will be delivered on the specific times that the management are considered. That will help to our target price get the key value drivers that we are looking for to achieve our upside.
Yeah, the thing is that, for example, with the bids, they have, as we told before, they have recently lost some bids. This is the effect of the competition getting stronger, getting cheaper financing sources. But, for example, there is not really a risk of entering competitors because, for example, the big companies like Shell or like Exxon want to go into Mexico for higher rates, for extraction of oils, and so they're not really interested in the gas market because it is really underdeveloped. So they are not facing that risk, but they are facing the risk of the competition getting stronger and the rates
The consistency of their margins are because of the take-or-pay contracts that they have. And, well, maybe a risk that they might have is the commodity prices, but it's just in the sales segment.
Have you run your model with them not getting any of the bids?
Yes.
And what would your target price be?
Our target price, its warranty of the 92%, that is, I remember, it's like 78. So we are expecting that the projects under construction will help Innova to get part of our upside. So we are not as much as concerned for the future bids because our target price of the 20.7% is warranty on projects under construction.
So only 8% realized bids.
Yeah, so it will be 8 pesos times 6.
So given its track record and the solid guaranteed price of its target price, Innova is the safe and best way to play in Mexico's energy sector.
Those future bids, though, include that large $3
Yeah.
billion that would, and that only is going to add $6.
No, those the other projects that we mentioned, the $3 billion.
Time